Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Spotlight Watch Review. My name is Jim, and it's my great pleasure to be here with you today to present the Duxot Quadrata Automatic, a square case watch that proves not everything in life has to be round, except pizza and boobies. We prefer those to be round. This is $340, but is it $340 well spent? I don't know. I've got a little bit of a love-hate relationship with this watch. I love the quality. I love the design. I love how it looks. I love the size. I love the thickness. I love the fact that it's an automatic. And I think it fits very, very nicely on the wrist. They've also done an absolutely incredible job on their dial. So you have almost a fume style dial here where you've got a nice rich blue and it gradiates out to such a dark blue that it turns black. Your overall size on this, they're calling it a 42 millimeter. You can't, no, it's not really 42 millimeters. This is going to wear like a 42 to 43 millimeter watch, yes. If you're wearing a round cased watch that was 43 millimeters, this will feel almost exactly the same. On this bracelet, you have a dual deployant push button clasp with one terrible setback. If you're a watch brand and you're going to make a watch with a dual deployant clasp, you absolutely must include half links. That's not even a discussion. That is watchmaking 101, because I have a pile of watches sitting in my studio right now that I got in for the express purpose of review that I can't wear. I can't fit to my wrist. I can't give them a proper review because I'd be lying to you. I don't know how they feel on the wrist. I don't know how they wear. I don't know if they're going to be comfortable on a long day. I don't know if they're good for everyday wear. I won't know what the Lume is like because it won't be on my wrist in the middle of the night. I'm not getting up at 4 and 5 in the morning and running into my studio to take a look to see if the watch I want to review tomorrow is glowing. These are all parts of my process as I'm reviewing any product. I live with it generally for a couple of weeks before stating my opinion. I'm not a fan of doing unboxings, although I will be doing one here shortly, just because that's a very special watch and a special occasion, and the unboxing is part of that experience. But here, let's go ahead and back up the camera a little bit here and put this on the wrist. I love, again, everything about this. Look at the taper on that bracelet. It is perfect. You look at it and go, well, it might be too tapered, like Rolex. Rolex goes from a good, nice, wide bracelet to something very, very feminine after basically the wrist bone, all the way down around the bottom of the wrist. I can't stand the Rolex Oyster bracelet. Cannot stand it. It's too wimpy feeling. This gives you a really dramatic taper without feeling that way. It still feels substantial and solid and tough. It's very, very comfortable on my wrist. I'm lucky that it happened to fit because, again, without a half link, there's no micro adjustment. I'm either going to be, where you take out a link and it's too tight, where you can't possibly clasp it closed. You put that link back in and it's so loose it's flopping around on you. Nothing aggravates me more than a watch that I love that I can't wear because it can't be sized properly. So, Duxot, please take note. On every watch that you make with a dual deployant clasp, you have to either put a half link on there or create some sort of clasp that has an internal slider or something, this is your chance to revolutionize the industry. But I would at least put the half links in there, because without that, you're going to just get a lot of returns. You're going to eat a lot of customer service dollars, a lot of shipping, and a lot of unhappy customers that won't come back because they'll be afraid that whatever watch they order won't fit. And that's the burden I feel that all micro brands have. They're not sitting in retail stores where you can go in, try it on before laying out your money to purchase one. You have to order online. You have to wait for it to ship. It has to arrive, and then you've got to hope that it's going to be everything you dreamt it was going to be, from staring at the pictures and reading the spec sheet. And then you got to hope that you can size it to fit you properly. And if you can't, it doesn't do you any good. So that's always my advice to every brand, not just Duxot, but every brand that does a butterfly clasp. You must make a way for somebody to get that incremental sizing done. I love this square case. It stands out. You're going to get comments. Some are going to be compliments, and some you're just going to hear whispers of people saying, "Is that a Cartier?" Because from a distance, and if you turn your head 45 degrees and squint just the right way, sure, this could look like a Santos. They're not directly copying it really on any level. I mean, the closest it comes is they have hardware. They have screws in the bezel. It's not in the same place. They're not trying to replicate the screw pattern that Cartier does, but you're getting that feel. And that's why I fell in love with this, was because it dripped luxury, but sport luxury. So you could wear that with a sport coat or a Speedo. It don't matter. Dress it up, dress it down, from the boardroom to the surfboard, man. It's that kind of look that just does everything. That Gerald Genta look, right? That Royal Oak offshore, that styling that he brought to us, that made us realize that you can wear a sport watch in a more elegant fashion, and it works. All right, so the thickness on this case is 11.5 millimeters in thickness. Lug end to lug end is 46 millimeters. The dial color on this is a sexy, sexy blue. And you, of course, have applied baton hour markers. Very simplistic style hands. They are stick figure hands. Nice polished seconds hand. Calendar aperture is also polished and finished in the rose gold finish as well. It is unfortunately only 50 meters water resistant, so it is a push and pull crown. So, it's not a dive watch, but it's not pretending to be either. There is a view into your 24 jewel automatic movement that they do not list what it is. That's another thing, Duxot. You've got to really get on your web people. You have to tell people what caliber movement they're purchasing. These aren't $50 watches. This is $340. I want to know what that movement is before I click the order button. Now, should we take a look at the Lume, or is it even worth it on a dress watch? Do we care? Yeah, you know what? I always care. Dress watch or not. And there we have it. That is perfectly acceptable for an everyday wear dress watch. Well, is really a dress watch an everyday wear? Well, I guess if you work in an office. Let me just sit here and argue with myself in the dark for no reason. It's a good amount of lume for an everyday wear watch. Certainly very good for a dressy style watch. How many dress watches do you own currently that have no lume applied to the dial at all anywhere? Not even on the hands. They're polished hands and faceted polished hour markers. Sure, they look pretty during the day, but you don't know what the hell's going on at night. Makes you wish you could wear your damn Mudmaster with a tuxedo now, huh? But with this watch, I don't think there's any deficiencies. I can wear this at night and very easily read the time. So, yeah, man, go for it. I like how it feels, and now I definitely want this model in my collection for sure. All right, guys, I'm out of here for now. Thank you ever so much for joining me. I've got a few more good videos on their way out to you soon. So please subscribe and come back. I got more fun for you.